Franchise quarterbacks in the NFL can oftentimes get teams in a catch 22 type of a situation. Top level quarterbacks demand max money, obviously. Hard to argue against the fact that they deserve or they don't deserve it. They do deserve it. When you have a Russell Wilson or an Aaron Rodgers, you are pretty much guaranteed to make the playoffs every year. The problem, though, with committing so much money to one player, the rest of the roster can suffer. When you're paying your quarterback 30, 40, now it's getting close to $45 million a year, you're not left with much cap space or much money left over to bulk up the rest of your roster. On a $200 million cap, for example, you pay your quarterback $40 million. $160 million left to pay everybody else on the roster. Seems like a lot of money, doesn't it? But when you really break it down, that leaves you with about $3 million per player for everybody else on the roster. That is nothing in the NFL. Say a guy like Cam Jordan becomes a free agent. He's going to command 15, 20 million a year. Ezekiel Elliott, 12, 14, 15 million. Elite wide receiver, 18 to 20 million. You get my point. Committing big money to your quarterback can put a team in a financial bind. There's an old stat that a team that pays their quarterback around 13% of their salary cap has never won a Super Bowl in the NFL. Now, I can't remember the exact percentage, but it's around 13%. And the Green Bay Packers, they find themselves in this situation right now with Aaron Rodgers. This kind of reminds me of what happened with Tom Brady in New England his last couple of years. Now, Bill Belichick wasn't overpaying Tom Brady, but he damn sure wasn't making any kind of an effort to convince him to stick around. Bill Belichick was ready to start the future. Problem was, Tom Brady kept winning Super Bowls. Bill Belichick had his replacement. He had Jimmy G waiting in the wings. But how the hell can you go with Jimmy G when the GOAT is winning Super Bowls damn near every year? You just can't do it. Now, there's a similar situation in Green Bay. The Packers have Jordan Love just waiting for his opportunity. You don't draft a quarterback in the first round for him to sit on the sidelines and hold a clipboard. They moved on from Mike McCarthy 2 or so years ago, brought in a young head coach in Matt LaFleur. All signs that Aaron Rodgers' days in Green Bay were numbered. The Packers ran into a couple of problems, though. Number one, Aaron Rodgers' contract makes it damn near impossible to trade or release him until next year, 2022. And number two, the dude is winning. 2 straight appearances in the NFC Championship game. Aaron Rodgers was MVP of the league last year. The Packers are in a situation where they really want to start their future with Jordan Love, but they just can't do it right now. Even if Aaron Rodgers' contract wasn't an issue, how in the hell would they explain to their fan base that they're going to replace Aaron Rodgers with Jordan Love? Hey, we're going to let the league MVP walk, and we're going with an unproven second-year player who's never played a down in the NFL. Yeah, that'll go over real well in Green Bay. Now, the situation in Green Bay right now between Aaron Rodgers and the Packers is tense. The Packers have 0 cap space. I don't know if you noticed, but Green Bay, real quiet in free agency. They didn't address any of the areas that needed to be addressed this offseason. You want to know why? Because they can't. They don't have the damn money. You couple that with the fact that the salary cap decreased significantly for the 2021 season, and the Packers are essentially going into this year with the same team that they had last year. The same team that has failed to make it to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. Here's the thing, though. The Packers have had great records the last 2 years, and yes, they've made it to the NFC Championship 2 years in a row. I get all that. But the Packers really haven't been that good. 2 years ago, I told you guys that Green Bay was the worst 13-3 team in the history of the NFL. Last year was just an anomaly. They benefited from an easy schedule, matched up with the Rams in their first playoff game. Now, this is just my opinion, but I think management in Green Bay has realized that the current roster has hit its ceiling. They're not going to make it any further than they already have. This is as good as they're going to get. And I think they want to start building towards their future. But you can't do that with Aaron Rodgers in his current contract. Now, the Packers have a couple of options here. They could meet with Aaron Rodgers, try to restructure his current deal, but that's just not going to happen. Aaron Rodgers is pissed off. He's been pissed off since the draft last year. Restructuring his contract has absolutely no benefit to him at this point. The only benefit it would have to him, it would allow the Packers to build up the team around him, give him a better chance of winning a Super Bowl. But he knows that he's not going to be in Green Bay long term. So why does he give a damn about doing that? Now, the other options the Packers have. They can shift Aaron Rodgers nearly $15 million in base salary into a signing bonus. If they did that, it would clear a lot of cap space for this year. And they don't need Aaron Rodgers' approval to do it. They can do it on their own. However, this option just isn't realistic for Green Bay either. All of that cap space that would be created for this year, they would have to push it into 2022, which would make it more difficult for the Packers to trade Aaron Rodgers next offseason. And I believe that is exactly what they want to do. That's exactly what they plan to do. Part ways with Aaron Rodgers next year. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, why don't they just trade him right now? Believe me, if they could, I think the Packers would. Aaron Rodgers right now is just untradeable. Theoretically, Green Bay could trade him if they really wanted to, but it would hit their cap for over $38 million in dead money. They're already broke. They can't afford to take the hit. And even if they could, no general manager in their right mind is taking that kind of dead cap hit to trade one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You would just find a way to make it work. Now, it doesn't seem like either side at this point is really willing to do that, though. That's the problem. I'm not sure how Aaron Rodgers feels about the leaked story about his contract holding back the Packers in free agency, but I would be willing to bet he ain't happy about it. I told you guys before, divorces usually don't happen because of one cataclysmic event. They happen because of a bunch of small things, which at the time seem insignificant, but they add up. For years now, Green Bay has been ignoring Aaron Rodgers. He asked them to get him some help at receiver. They didn't. Instead, they used a first-round draft pick on Jordan Love. You know how many wide receivers that the Packers have drafted the last 2 years? 0. None. Now, I do believe that the Packers will go heavy on offense in this year's draft, but that is only to load this team up for Jordan Love in the future. It's not going to be of any benefit to Aaron Rodgers besides this season alone. Now, I found this little snippet kind of interesting. Kind of gives you a little bit of insight into what the Packers as an organization are thinking. Mike Florio over at Pro Football Talk, he posted an article a few days ago. And towards the end of the article, it had this little blurb about Packers CEO Mark Murphy. I'm going to quote directly from the article. Quote, CEO Mark Murphy seems to realize the value of keeping Rodgers in a sweet spot of pissed off, mad enough to be highly motivated to perform at a high level, but not so mad that he wants out. Murphy therefore seems to be willing to proceed with a contract that keeps Rodgers on a year-to-year arrangement, end quote. I mean, that is one hell of a way to keep your franchise quarterback happy and motivated. I guess I shouldn't say happy. Seems like Mark Murphy wants to keep Aaron Rodgers pissed off. I mean, I have never seen something so ignorant. Keep him pissed off enough to perform at a high level, but not too pissed off that he wants to leave. What kind of sense does that make? Have you guys ever been mad with your boss at work? They ever do something that just really pissed you off? And when that happens, does it ever motivate you to want to perform at a high level? Or does it make you want to get the hell out of there? Does it make you question why you go to that job every day? For most people, I imagine it's the latter. The only reason the Packers want to keep Aaron Rodgers on a year-to-year arrangement is so if his skills decline, they can get rid of him. Aaron Rodgers is not stupid. He knows that. I see this being a long year in Green Bay. Everyone knows the Packers have an Aaron Rodgers contract next year, 2022. The questions throughout the season could get relentless. What's the future look like for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay? Will the Packers go with Jordan Love? This would actually be a major news story today, right now, but everyone is so busy focusing on Deshaun Watson and the numerous allegations against him. Otherwise, all eyes would be on Green Bay right now. By the time the regular season rolls around in September, the Packers are not going to have that benefit. They're going to have to deal with the questions every day. All the while, they'll probably be worse on the field than they've been the past 2 years, which is only going to add fuel to the fire on the Aaron Rodgers speculation. Now, what do you guys think? Are we on the precipice of divorce between Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers? I think this has been coming for a couple of years now, but do you agree with me? And are the Packers going to regress this season, be worse? Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys tomorrow.